Here I want to show you so far how nice it's looking. Look at the sleeve and the body, like that. If you like, you can make two pieces of this, but I want to make it just in one piece because I don't want to have the seam here in the top of my sleeve. I want to have a round sleeve, okay? So I mark here between these two, after the first cable, the two back posts, and the next regular crochet I mark there, and the same on the other side. And this is the opening for my collar. I hope it's big enough because I don't want to do it out here because otherwise it will be too big, and I don't can do it in the middle of the cable because and then I don't can do the cable. Okay, so I hope it's big enough. And then what you're gonna do, I'm using already my second ball of yarn, and remember each one of them is 198 grams. You're gonna continue working until you get to the marker. It's very easy. I'm trying to make my pieces as easy as I can for beginners. That way beginners can make them too. This one is very easy. Okay. And I did, from here to here, 23 rows of the design. Okay, I count them. I call them double crochet. 23 rows of double crochet. Okay, because I don't count the ones that I did of single crochet because that one is no part of the design in the top. Now we're gonna do our treble crochet for our cables, and I will meet you here when I get to the marker. Okay. Well, I finish here, and the double crochet that is before the marker, the regular double crochet, I'm gonna chain 3. Turn my work around. That's why I cannot leave it in one of these because these ones are back post, and by chaining 3 you're doing a regular double crochet, and I have to be in that one. Now you turn and work, and you're gonna do your work as you see. The back post, the front post. This is the part for the shoulder. I'm gonna tell you how many rows I'm gonna give them. That way you can do the same size as I'm making mine, or you can make it bigger. You can try in your own body. Remember, usually when I do my chains here, I put it in front of my body from one side to the other one, and from there I take my measurement. If you like the same measurement this and you want a little loose this, you can do it with a bigger crochet hook. It's up to you. Okay, and now I'm going to continue with my work, and I will be back when I'm ready to show you how to do the other side. Here I'm going to cut my yarn. Now I'm going to start here where I have the double crochet, the regular double crochet. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to grab both the tail and the regular yarn, and later I will lose that tail. 1, 2, and 3 chains. And now I'm going to do 2 back posts. And now the cable crossing. You see? That is nice and easy. And you will have the open for the collar. Okay? And you have to do 11 rows. Now I'm going to remove my marker from here, and I'm going to put it in this one, and I will count from that one my 11 rows. And now I will continue with my cable crossing. It's very easy. Once you get the hang of it, of the stitch, you just do it without counting, or just automatically you do it. Okay, I will meet you here when I have my 11th row. Here to this you're gonna give 14 row. I did this one, I gave it 11, and then I found out it was too short, and then I was doing the other one and I give them 14. You see, 14 row I did here, and you're gonna have a piece like that. That way when you fold it in half, you have a nice size for the shoulder and an open for the collar. And what I did was I grabbed the other end of my yarn and I tied it back here. I did a knot, and I'm gonna continue. Oh, here's the knot. You hardly see it because I do it by a special way. I have a video how to tie those knots. I do it that special way, that way you don't see it. And then I will do my other row that I'm missing, my other 3 rows, and then I will continue. I will do a chain with the same amount of stitches that I have from here to here. That way I will continue with the other back, and then when we fold it in half, I will be just sewing around the arm and the back, the bottom of the arm and the side. So far you're gonna end with a piece like this. Here, this is for the collar, for the neck part, and you will fold the sleeve like that, and that's the sleeve there, the other one on the other side, and the body. I'm gonna put it on top of my couch because here the camera is too close. That way you can appreciate better so far the work that I'm doing. This is so far what I have. I love the way that it looks. It looks really nice. The design. Don't even look that it's made in crochet. Now when you fold this in half, when you do the other side, you'll have a top like this. It will look really nice when it's finished. And now I'm gonna do 18 chains in between here and here. I will do 18 chains and close it there for the next part, because I have 18 here between these two here. I have 18 here that I left without working. I had to do 18 chain to start working the other side. After you do your 18 chains there, you have to cut your yarn and start working again in a straight line with all of them, okay? I will explain you better when I sit at my desk and I have the camera, I'm not holding the camera, okay? Here I finish before, and then I'm going to do 18 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Now I'm going to do a slip stitch in top of here and the other side of my work. Do a slip stitch, chain 1, and I'm going to cut my yarn, and later I lose that tail. Press it tight, and we have our 18 chain there, and that's the open for the head. Now here I did a knot, and I'm going to remove that knot, and I'm going to tie my yarn there, and I'm going to work in the other side of my work. Here I remove the knot that I have there, and now I'm going to attach the two yarn together. This one is the one that I have attached to the work, and this one is the new one, and I'm going to cross them like this, the new one in the bottom and the one that I'm working with in the top. I'm going to bring, let me pull it out, all the way around like that between those two, grab it there and pull that one, that way it don't come out. You're going to grab this one that is the one in the bottom or on this side, and you're going to bring it through that circle, pull it out, grab the two of them and grab it with your left hand. This yarn here, you grab it with those fingers and pull this one very tight, and like that you have your knot, and that knot don't gonna go anywhere once you tie it tight. Now you cut your yarn, and that is not going anywhere, and just stay like that, like the knots that come from the store. Now I'm going to continue with my work. Here I'm going to continue working as you see me work, regular on top of regular, and like that. Everything you see you're gonna repeat, and then when you get here you're gonna do 18 double crochet, and then you continue. Here you're only gonna have 18 double crochet. Okay, I'll meet you when I get there to show you. Remember that you had to do a double crochet right in the corner, and now you have to do 18 double crochet in the chain all the way to the end. Okay, I will meet you here when I have my 18 double crochet. Here I did my 18. I did another double crochet right in the corner, my 2 back post double crochet, and now I start doing my front post double crochet, and I will continue doing as they come. When we come back, after we do here these 2 back there will be front post. When we come back, I will show you how to do the design in here. That way you keep with the design that you have in the front, you'll have it here in the back. Here I did my 2 front post. Now we're gonna do 2 regular double crochet, one back post double crochet, 2 regular double crochet, 2 front post double crochet, 6 back post double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 back post double crochet. Now we have to do 2 front post double crochet, 1 and 2. Now we're doing 2 regular double crochet, one back post double crochet, and 2 regular double crochet. And now we just got to the body, the sleeve, where we had 2 back posts, and we'll continue like that. I do my project in Spanish and English at the same time. That's why I take a little longer to upload my videos, because for example, if I did it now, I undo this piece and I record in Spanish, or the other way, I record in English. So that's why it takes me a little longer, but it worked because I don't have to do 2 projects or 2 pieces of the same, I don't have to do 2 of these to make one video, just with one. Okay, now you're going to continue as you see them to the end, and then in the way back we're going to start doing the cable. Okay, I will meet you here in the other side, that way I can show you. Then here we're going to start doing the cables. Here, after I do my 2 back posts, I'm going to do 2 regular double crochet, 1 front post, 2 regular double crochet, and here we'll continue with the design. Now we're doing 2 back posts and the cable crossing. Here we're going to do the cable crossing, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th we start with the treble crochet. We have to do this for 15 row, and after we do for 15 row we have to decrease the 30 stitches from each side of the sleeve, and then we do 8 more row that equal 23. and then after those 23 we do our 35 stitches of single crochet. I'm gonna continue off camera until I do my 15 row of the design, and from there I will show you how to decrease those 30 stitches in each side of the work. Here I already have 2 rows, 1, 2, and 3, and now I have to do 12 more, and I will bring it to. I wish I had something that I can pin it there and leave it like that. We are working from here, this part, until here where we did the sleeve, and from there to here is 15 row, and then after those 15 row we're gonna decrease and do this 8 row until here, and after this 35 row of single crochet. But now we're gonna do 15th row, and these ones are 3, and we have to do 12 more. I did 16 row for the back of the piece. I know I told you to do 15, but I had to do 16 because the 15th row was the crossing of the cable, and then I did 1 more row. That way you have this like that in your sleeve for sewing. Otherwise you will be sewing on top of the crossing of the cable. After that I count 30 stitches, and I put a marker, and 30 on the other side here. From the here there is 30, and I put the marker, and if you look where you put the marker here and here will be in the same place that you have these stitches here. Okay, exactly the same, you'll have that. Okay, and then now you're gonna cut your yarn, and you're gonna start working. Turn your work around, and I'm gonna start working like this for 8 row. Okay, I'm gonna show you now. Here was the end of the sleeve, and I'm gonna chain 1. I'm gonna cut my yarn very long, and with this yarn I will sew that side of my top. Let me see if I can find my scissors, because my daughter was here and I think she took the scissors. Okay, I'll be right back. Here I cut my yarn. Sorry, my daughter didn't took my scissor. I have the scissor in another project that I'm doing. I'm doing 2 projects at the same time. Okay, I pass my yarn through there, and with that one I will sew that side. Here, beside the marker, you're gonna have a regular double crochet. You see, you have the 2 back posts, and then now the regular double crochet, and when you pass your yarn through, and you're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're gonna do a regular double crochet in the next one, and you're gonna continue with the design, 1 front post, and like that. You're gonna do 8 row of this, and after those 8 row you're gonna do 35 row of single crochet. We're gonna be meeting again when I already have finished my 8 row of the design and the 35 single crochet, and then we'll be putting the piece together, and it will be done. We almost finished. Okay, I'm gonna continue off camera, and I will be back. Here I wanted to remind you, yes, after you do the 2 regular double crochet before the marker, you chain 3 and return and continue with your work through the back, and then when you come back you will do the crossing of the cable. Remember, only 8 rows. Here I finished with the crochet part. Now I have to sew. You have to match every stitch to every stitch when you are sewing. You see, this is the strand of yarn that I left here. You're gonna sew all the way around to the end here, and you're gonna grab another piece of yarn, and with the tapestry needle you're gonna sew this one all the way around here, and now you will have finished with your piece. I'm gonna sew mine. I will show you the end result. Here I wanted to show you that I'm sewing my piece, and this side you see you have the 2 of them. But on this side you only have one of the strand of yarn because it's the one that you start with the chain. And if you sew it in that strand, you see you'll have an open hole there. Well, I grab the whole thing, the one that is in the stitch in there, and I grab it and I will sew it. Now I go to the next one, matching a stitch with a stitch. You see, if I grab that, you will have an opening like that. I hope you can see well. And if I grab it through the bottom, I grab the whole thing like that, and you'll have that seam in the bottom that you don't want to see it. Well, this is the final result of the top, the crochet top or sweater with a 3/4 sleeve or blouse, whatever you want to call it. I love the result. Look at the stitches there of the single crochet, and the cable stitch look fantastic. I love the way the piece look. From the three ball of yarn that I use, I only have this little bit left here, like maybe half left. The last one maybe 2.5. I used 2.5, but it's worth the amount of yarn that I use because I love the result. Give it a try. It's very easy to make. If you don't understand my explanation the first time, watch it over and over until you understand. Because remember, this is not like making a scarf or a hat. That is a very little detail to explain. I try to do my best with my English being my second language to explain. So I hope you appreciate my work and give it the thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber. That way you will be receiving all my new videos. Thank you for watching and have a great day.